Hello, Jen here, and I have a Christmas layout for you. I know it's a little bit late, it's after Christmas, but I actually did this layout before Christmas, and then we just ended up getting the flu that's been going around, so my house was kind of on shutdown for the Christmas holidays, and I'm just playing catch up now at getting all the voiceovers and editing done for any of the work I did in December. We really got slammed hard. And I mean, I guess in the long run, it was kind of good timing because we were off for 2 weeks. So it gave us the opportunity to just kind of chill and do nothing and take care of ourselves. But it is no fun being sick over Christmas, especially when the kids are sick. The only one who escaped was Kaylin. I don't know how she escaped, but she ended up not catching the flu at all. She did really well over Christmas. But both boys got it. My husband got it. He actually got it really bad. He was the first one to get it, and he's still not quite 100%. And then I only had a touch of the flu, but it instantly turns into bronchitis. That's just my thing that happens every winter. So I was able to get some scrapping done, but it definitely makes it hard to do voiceovers. Even now, I'm still not quite there. I still have that cough that kind of lingers, and if I talk too much, then I start coughing, and it's just not fun. So I didn't think you guys would mind, though, that I'm posting a Christmas layout after Christmas, and it's just so cute. I love it. This is a Santa photo of my sweet little boys for the very first Christmas that they were with us. And so they're teeny tiny, they're 2 and 3, and I think this was the first time we actually took them to Santa. Because this was our first Christmas, I went a little crazy, and I think they probably saw like 10 Santas that year, because I guess I felt like I had to make up for them not getting to experience it when they were babies. So, or at least I didn't have any pictures of their actual first time seeing Santa and stuff like that. So, kind of making up for the lack of baby photos, but it was super cute. And as I was going through my stuff and I came across this, I knew that I just really wanted to scrap it. So, I decided to follow along with the Thursday sketch challenge that Christina had posted. I was scrapping this on a Thursday, and she just posted the challenge to her business page, their Redefined Creative page. Every Thursday there is a sketch challenge over there. So she had just posted it, and I thought, perfect, this is exactly what I needed. I'm going to go ahead and follow that sketch and get this really cute photo scrapped. And I kind of pull the basic elements from the sketch out, but because my photo is portrait instead of landscape, I flip it on its side. I think you might actually see me do that with my phone. Yeah, here. I kind of flip it on its side and play around with where some of the elements are just to make it fit with that vertical photo. So, it's not quite the same as the sketch, but this was definitely a really nice, fun sketch to follow, and I think that this is one that I might try again, especially because I really liked the way that there's sort of this border of words, or you could do stamping or whatever, around the photo, and I didn't actually end up doing that part of it, so that's one of the things I liked about it. I might go back and try it again. But I use this word paper to kind of represent that same element from the sketch. And the collection I'm using is the Plaid Christmas from Photoplay. I have been loving this collection so much. I have, I guess, just like the mini kit that comes with all of the papers, and then the sticker sheet, and then right beside my hand there, my left hand, you can see that I do have some ephemera, but that actually comes from the Canadian Christmas. I'm not sure what they called that collection, but it's also from Photoplay, so it has very similar colors to it, but it's Canadian themed ephemera and stickers. So I pulled those out because the colors match very well. They're basically the same colors, and so I can use a few of those elements. I don't think I use any of the stickers from that collection, but I do use a couple of those ephemera pieces, so you'll see those popping up. And then so I just took my photo and I kept it in the frame that you get from the mall. I just really like how, because this is kind of that like cliche mall Santa picture, I like the frame kind of reminds you of that, and there's just something nostalgic about it, I guess. So I kept it in the frame. It also makes sure that the picture really stands out nicely on top of all of those patterns, and it just seemed to be a really good size frame to kind of stay around the photo. So I left that, cut off the other side of it, and then I matted my photo with that candy cane stripe paper, and then that really gorgeous, more solid red plaid. I really wanted to have kind of a solid color there to give a bit of a break from the paper with all the words on it. And I picked that paper again because I wasn't using white as my background. I'm using that dark green plaid paper, which I pulled out because it matches the tree behind the Santa. And I knew I probably wouldn't be able to stamp on it and have like a really nice clear legible stamping or even writing. So I thought that word paper would work really well to kind of replace any writing. And now I'm just going to play around with some of the embellishments. So I'm kind of putting all of these in the general area that you see them on the sketch, and trying to kind of, the elements don't completely match, but I was trying to kind of match the size. So I cut that little piece of paper from the cut apart sheet that says ho ho ho. I cut it into the shape of a tag, and then I thought that the to and from little label, which is a good little journaling spot. So I'm just going to fill that in kind of like to the boys from Santa. I didn't really like the little picture that was on the label though. I picked it more for the green, the dark green border around it. So in that little ephemera pack beside me, I found that circle piece that says Hello Santa, which is perfect. So I went ahead and stuck that down to cover up the little picture. And then in the sketch, there's a section where there's some scalloped strips of paper kind of at the bottom of all of the embellishments. So I took the sticker, the scalloped border sticker, and I cut that up and built a few layers of that scallop. And I really like how that just kind of gave a nice shelf for my embellishment cluster. And also it brings a little bit of dark. It's much more concentrated in color, so it brings some darkness over to that corner and kind of grounds my embellishment cluster. So I thought that was cute. Something kind of different for me because it's not really symmetrical or kind of stuck in the middle, but I like how it turned out. So now that I've got all my little embellishment pieces down, I'm just going to take some of my foam and pop them up here and there to give a little bit of dimension and just add some personality to the layout. I added some sticker banners because that's in the sketch as well. So I have those stuck down, and then I'm just going to add some foam to the little tails at the bottom of those. There's actually a lot of dimension with the frame and everything behind the photo, so a lot of these little elements that are kind of over top of the frame and the background paper, they all needed to be popped up because they were sticking off the page a little bit. So I'm still using that pack of foam hearts from Dollar Tree, but I finally finished it. That this little chunk of pink that I have is the last of it. So I had to go back and I couldn't find any hearts. So I bought hippopotamuses. So that's what you'll see me using for the next little while. Oh, and up at the top there you can see I added 2 little tabs that say Merry and Bright, and then I also added the chipboard banner. I just liked that it kind of brought in some dimension and something a little bit different from the stickers and the paper that I had been using. I also pulled off 2 of these little chipboard buttons that were on that same piece of chipboard. Oops, did you see that? I just dropped my scissors right on the picture. Thankfully, it didn't scratch the photo at all. That's always the thing about using a photo that you didn't take, is that if you wreck it, there are no more. But it didn't wreck, thankfully. But yes, to kind of balance that piece of chipboard up at the top, I popped out 2 of the little buttons that were on that same chipboard sheet. And that chipboard sheet came from My Mind's Eye from a very long time ago in one of their collections. And there just happened to be those 3 elements that were the right color red, because it's a very kind of non-traditional collection. It has some yellow and some blue and stuff like that. But those 2 red elements worked really good. So there's one on either side of the cluster down at the bottom. That sticker sheet has some cute little holly, so I thought that that would also kind of be a fun thing to add. So there's a holly up at the top. There's one down at the bottom beside the banner. And I'm just going to add some string here so that it now looks like the holly is kind of holding up one side of that banner. This is actually, I think, just some twine that I took from a gift tag that, was it a gift tag? I don't know what it was. Oh no, it had bells on it, and I pulled the bells off to use on some gnomes that I made for Christmas, but I kept the little bits of twine. So I cut the one piece to kind of give some string for the banner, and then put the other piece up at the top of my ho 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 tag. And then the last little detail I'm going to add here is just this little ripped section over to the side. I felt like it just needed something. It just felt like it was really kind of, I don't know, bare up at the top. Even though it has all that pattern, it was lonely over in this top corner. So I ripped that one side, and there is a rip in the sketch, so I knew I had to put that in there somewhere. So I'm going to use the red and the candy cane papers that I used to mat my photo. And I'll just tuck this in. And then I did have one more of these little holly stickers, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there too. I really love when I do this ripping technique. I love to put something in there kind of just peeking out. I think that that's a lot of fun, and kind of, it's one of those places where you can have that little unexpected fun bit of detail. But this holly didn't quite fit, so I had to kind of cut it up a little bit and stick it in there. So I think that that's really cute. And of course, my last finishing touch, my layout, and every layout with Santa needs some sparkle. So there are some sequins in there. I also have some cute sparkly little enamel dots. And that's it. That is my layout. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them for me down below. Please remember to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it so much. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.